There was a question, Victor Turner and liminality. This question came in 2020, short notes, 10 markers. So I am discussing this, imagine I am discussing this old question. Okay? Victor Turner and liminality, a question came in the year 2020 in the form of 10 marks, that is 150 words. So, Victor Turner, the British anthropologist, has worked among the society called the Ndembo of Zambia, Africa. And in these among these people, he studied two types of puberty rights. That is, in case of the girls, it was called as puberty rights. In case of the boys, it was called as circumcision rights. The girls' rites, in fact, both of them were collectively called as rites of passage. This rites of passage was originally called as rites de passage, a concept given by Arnold von Gennep, a French scholar. And what he meant in that this man von Gennep spoke about these rites of passage as key. These rites or rituals performed. What are these rites of passage? Rites or rituals performed at each stage of life, at each important stage of life, rather. In fact, all these stages are important only. What are the each important stages of life? Like birth. When a person is born, when a baby is born, certain rites or rituals are conducted. When the boy or the girl comes of age, that is, they get into the puberty age, puberty rites are performed. When the girl is ready for marriage, the boy is ready for marriage, marriage is performed. Then again, their children, when they are born, for them the rituals are performed. When the person dies, there are death rituals or rites that are performed. Every society, more or less, performs right, with some differences and some peculiar cultural practices involving some symbols also. Symbols, of course, this man added, but originally von Gennep said the key stages in life or phases in life are they showcase some transformation from one phase to the other. So the transformation is celebrated by the society, any society for that matter, even a tribal society or a peasant society, or even in civilized societies. In many cases, we observe that the rituals are performed in these stages. What is the importance of this, significance of these rites? They signify and they mark some great transformation that are going to happen in their lives. For example, a child is born, that means earlier he was a fetus. Before that, there was there was nothing. The child was born at the fertilization of the ovum by the sperm. Somewhere it happens in the mother's womb, and eventually the baby takes shape. And many societies in fact, almost all the societies in the world consider the children as gifts. Correct? So they celebrate. Then the arrival of the baby marks a great happiness in the society, and it also assures the individual that, or the society, that your race is going to go forward. The human race is assured that it is going to progress. We are not going to die. So next generation will ensure that continuity. That is the symbolic thing that is celebrated by the society. Everybody is happy because a child brings a lot of naivety and that innocence and beauty, charm, everything in the child's deeds. So children born in a society are celebrated. Then the girl comes of age in a society. She becomes, she shows her first menarche. And if you talk about the syllabus also, in chapter 11 we study about this. When the first menstrual cycle begins, the girl is right? She enters into a particular stage of life, and it marks the fertility of that woman. And in the future, this girl is going to be married and she'll be bearing children. Again, that is also symbolic of the continuity of the race. See, both are linked. Then that's the reason these puberty rites are also done, performed. Marriage, again, what is happening in marriage? Again, in marriage, again the girl gets, after the marriage, girl gets pregnant and she delivers a baby. Again, this is also common thing. So common thing between all the three, or among the three, that is, human race is assured its place in the future. Then death, of course, death is slightly different. Death also signifies another futuristic thing. In the present, people are mourning, but in the future, this person is going to live on. Many societies believe that after death, a person lives on in the form of a soul or a spirit, and he or she finds a body in the coming days, because there is a concept of life after death or afterlife. So people live on. That's the reason we go, and many societies, humans, do sacrifices. They perform propitiation ceremonies, and they give feasting, and observe it as an important day, an auspicious day, right? And because of this, there is a prospect of the birth of the same person again in the same family. Because you must have heard many times, when a child is born, they say, definitely, you look, your grandfather is born, or your grandmother is born, your uncle who is dead is born, or that aunt who is dead is born. Because they also have the same features. The child bears the features of their ancestors. So naturally, they have a belief, this, the dead man or dead woman is born here in the family. So what is the meaning of that? Again, continuity. So a lot of, in all these things, you see that common thing called continuity. Humans always, pray for their future. They are always happy about their future in this manner. Okay, they may be worried about their future in other aspects, economic aspects and other aspects, but as far as their continuity is concerned into the future, they're always happy in these kind of stages of life. That's the reason societies celebrate. And this topic has been picked up by Victor Turner, and he has used that in the society called Ndembu, which he studied in Africa. And that kind of rites, those kinds of rites were performed in both the case of boys and the girls. In the girls, it was called as we have noted just now, the girls' puberty rites were performed under the name Nkanga, and the boys, initiation ceremonies. Both are called as actually initiation ceremonies. And in case of the boys, the circumcision is done, and it is called as Mukunda. And in these two key festivals or rites or rituals or initiation ceremonies or puberty rites, the concept of liminality was used by Victor Turner. Then what is that liminality? We will now note. So Victor Turner used liminality, and he says there are three stages in human life. This is preliminal, liminal, and post-liminal. So these three stages are compulsory part of this process called liminality. Okay, that means a person undergoes liminality, especially in this case of puberty rites and initiation ceremonies of both boys and girls. They enter into some kind of, this particular phase called as something signifying in between and betwixt phase. They are in a certain peculiar position which can't be explained very clearly. That it signifies some kind of, in between and in betwixt position. What is this in between and in betwixt position? Because now let us talk about with examples. In case of the girls' puberty rites, are called as Nkanga, as I told you. This Nkanga is performed under a local tree called as Madhi tree. Muddy, it is also written as Muddi, Mudyi, Muddy tree, and locally it is called as milk tree. Because this milk tree oozes or secretes a kind of white liquid, like semi-solid liquid kind of thing, right? Juicy extracts, that is called as milk by the local people. The girl has to lie down as if unconscious, or as if she is dead under the tree, and after some time the women are dancing around her in a circle. Other women, the mother of the girl is cooking some a peculiar dish, which is a mix of both cassava and beans. I'll give you a dictation after this. Okay, so notes dictation complete hoga after this. In that meanwhile, the girl for some time is lying on the floor, on the ground, under the muddy tree, and she gets up after some time, and these women who are dancing around the girl in a circle will be fighting to get a spoonful of that cassava and beans dish made by the mother of the girl. The mother of the girl is not allowed into that circle of dancing women, number one, and men are also not allowed into that. It is purely a female thing. The entire activity is done in some few hours, and after that thing is performed, the girl has to drink the milk that is getting secreted from that muddy tree. And before the initiation ceremony, every girl that comes of age is is to undergo that rites specifically under a muddy tree. So each girl can recognize, look, after some time, this under this tree, my initiation ceremony was performed. Like whenever, in case of the married people, they show mockingly, "Yahi mera zindagi barbat hua." They show that function hall, or that that convention hall where my kalyana mandap, where my shadi mera shadi ho gaya tha. They mockingly they say, right, and this is my the venue where my marriage happened. In the same way, this girl shows in the future, look, under this tree, my initiation ceremony called the Enkanga was performed, and today I'm married. And in that same thing, say under the same Enkanga part of that rites, she can even get married. In some cases, marriage also is performed on the same day. So the girl will be separated very soon, and to mark that, the mother fondly tries to give that spoon of cassava and beans, which is a local dish, to the daughter. लेकिन दूसरे लड़कियां आके, दूसरे औरत लोग आके उसको डिस्टर्ब करते हैं. They want to snatch the spoon and eat from that, such that, look, we are also daughters. This food is not only meant for your daughter, we are also daughters. Let us snatch from it. Let us test the strength, your knack and skill to avoid us and give that spoonful to your daughter. उसका थोड़ा मस्ती मजाक होता है. Then everybody is happy, they celebrate. That signifies the separation of the girl from the mother, because these people in this Enkanga, I mean, of course, in their society, they follow something called as matrilineal. Matrilineal is such a kind of a practice in societies where the line of authority, succession, inheritance, and property, offices, etc., titles also sometimes goes in the female line. That means from the mother, the daughter inherits either the property or the title or the office or the name or the responsibilities, and also or bhi hota hai, and also all of them together, or some of them from the mother only. That mother has inherited those things from her mother. So the line of succession of these things goes only in the female line. That is called matrilineal. And these people also practice something called as virilocality. And what is the other meaning of virilocality? It is also called as patrilocality or patrilocal system. What is patrilocality? When a married couple lives in the house of the boy's father, not the girl's mother. But in many societies practicing matrilineal, we see The newly wed couple come and settle in the girl's mother's house. So the boy goes to the girl's house, not the one that we see in the mainstream societies. So in some tribal societies, matrilineal systems where they are in vogue. Okay, the girl and the boy, the newly married couple, the boy also goes and settles down in his wife's house. That is her mother's house. But in this society, though they practice matrimony, they don't practice matrilocality. That is, as we have noted just now, the boy also and the girl also staying in the boy's wife's house, or the newly married girl's mother's house. Okay, and on the contrary, they stay with the boy's father's house. So they follow a mix of patri-matri systems. So patriarchy, matriarchy, complex or mix, patrilineal, matrilineal kind of a mix. That is the reason they are saying. They said, Max Gluckman said, this society is a fast-changing society. You please go and study them before they lose all these tribal characters. So this is the meaning, this is the significance of the Nganga festival performed under the Madhi tree, symbolizing the milk, right? What is that symbolic thing? I'll explain again. Okay, let us talk about the Mukunda festival now. Mukunda mein kya hota hai? In the Mukunda festival, the boy goes into a separate place called as, a room called as the circumcision lodge or the initiation lodge. There is a room or there is a small hut that is made out for the purpose of this initiation lodge bolte hain usko, ya circumcision lodge, where that circumcision is performed by head of that, a special chief circumcision person is there. And there are other important village people, like senior people, elderly people who are overseeing them. One supervises, the other organizes, then the one who performs. So 3-4 people and many other men are surrounding that, and it is exclusively a man thing. Women are not allowed there, and just like the way in the girls' puberty rights, men are not allowed. Here also, only men take up this. And after the circumcision, this boy has to live in that hut or that circumcision lodge for some time. Then he comes out. So in both these cases, you see the girl lying down under the Madhi tree like a dead woman for some time, and the boy staying in the circumcision lodge for some time are considered as dead events, or they are actually for the purpose of ritual, they undergo this ritual death. Okay, ritual death hota hai unka. Then they come out of the society. Before going into the society, they were something else. After into that particular phase, they were something else. When they come into that particular in-between phase, they were different. They don't have anything, like they don't have any status. So they are as good as dead people, but they re-emerge as again newly born people after coming out of that either the circumcision lodge in case of the boys, or the the girl coming and eating that cassava and beans and drinking the milk from the Madhi tree is concerned. In both the cases, these 3 stages are observed: preliminal, liminal, and post-liminal. Okay, so this is the one thing which he observed very clearly, and also to this liminality concept, he has added symbols. So that is the reason under the symbolic and interpretive theories, under the idea called symbolism, we study Victor Turner and his application of the concept of liminality as given by Arnold von Gennep, the French scholar. So if you write this much, you will be given very good marks in the answer. Of course, it may come in a different manner as part of a larger question. It may come as only Victor Turner's contributions. It may come, or liminality as such. It may come, rites of passage. It may come. So when these questions come, you need to marshal your points and present beautifully in the exam hall. Okay.